Wrote the book in ignorance at 22. Struck gold. And now it hangs around my neck, taunting me with its success.
I think we struck gold. This is one high-class chick.
They're gonna let him participate in the debate. Wow, have we struck gold or what?
I've struck gold. I've already taken 6 strokes off my game.
Look, we've struck gold here, and I will be
Striking a chord with audiences all over the world.
When I saw Noah's drawings, they really struck a chord.
I'm not gonna lie, that did strike a chord.
Before you know it.
Oh, yeah. And look, I got my fingers burnt a little bit the other day as well. So this is a high risk space. And if you're a beginner or even intermediate, you should not be dabbling in this space. So what's happened is the Uniswap example we gave before, the DEX, decentralized exchange, that was originally funded by some VCs. And you mentioned Andreessen Horowitz and some of these really good firms. So look, in my mind, those guys that were the early backers, they deserve good rewards. But one of the things that the ICO movement started was that decentralized funding, more of a level playing field than going to the VC market, you know, those different rounds and having to bend the knee and this, that, and the other.
House, that's out of this world.
out of this world.
Oh, moms are out of this world.
We're out of this world.
Okay.
Hey, Clive, I guess you could say our plan was out of this world. Out of this world.
I relish your wit.
What is that deafening noise?
What is the expression? The silence is deafening.
When a woman who has much to say says nothing, her silence can be deafening.
Public outcry will be deafening.
From where I'm sitting, the noise is pretty deafening.
I'm your godfather. Did you know that?
As a child of Lebensraum.
I look forward to seeing a great deal more of you in the days to come. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
In the days to come.
In the months to come, see, that is really quite good. In the months to come, I think everyone should follow your lead, okay?
By all means.
Okay. I assure you that we have righted this ship, and we are taking every step necessary to address all of your concerns. We at Wolf Cola hope to be a part of your family's daily refreshment for years to come.
And we can say that without saying, I'm sorry.
You really shot up, huh? Anyway, in the weeks to come, try and remember that, with that skank!
I told him I guessed I'd hire him on for the summer.
Hurry up, child.
Just fixing Green Gables in my memory. In years to come, I'm going to look back on Green Gables as a beautiful dream that will always haunt me. In years to come, I'm going to look back on Green...
Your family's daily refreshment for years to come.
Many more years to come.
In years to come, we'll be able to say that.
For many, many years to come.
Mr. Darcy, rather an imposing presence.
Radical, really. Because during that time, banks were designed to be imposing, fortress-like, with tellers behind bars.
What a fine, imposing place it is, to be sure, is it not, my dears?
There were big, imposing buildings that had tellers behind bars.
I must be a little sore from doing jujitsu with Tam yesterday.
Why were you doing jujitsu?
We're boys. Roughhousing is what we do.
Loyal piece of outerwear.
A murder that wouldn't have been discovered had it not been for the note.
Another imperceptible crime.
Had it not been for them, the BLT would merely be lettuce and tomato.
The audience would have never enjoyed as much great product as they have had it not been for Monday Night Nitro.
Had it not been for the doctor, sir, and these remedies...
It's ridiculous. I can't believe it.
I was. And I would have met with a nasty end aboard the ship had it not been for this gentleman here.
I wouldn't even help Anita had it not been for you.
Had it not been for the sacrifices of Freya, the youngest, strongest witch.
That we never would have addressed had it not been for...
Do you need help with those manacles?
She is unflappable.
I saw in the window, then I'll be on my way.
All right.
Although, that black sheath dress would go perfect with it.
$200?
means?
By all means, keep honking.
This court is by no means adjourned, Mr. Cobb.
By no means is she perfect. By no means is it finished.
Lord, my husband is by no means perfect.
This by no means reflects our...
You're by no means a burden. No, by all means do so.
By no means.
I mean, we're talking about a significant change in how we think about housing. And so I think, some of the folks that I work with, they don't want to see significant turnover of public lands if we're not going to change our development patterns to also address the issues of density and address the issues of infrastructure and address all of those at the same time. I mean, I think that there's got to be a balance there someplace, but if we're not shifting our building patterns and we're just freeing up that land to do business the same way that we've always done it, we're still going to run out of land. We're just going to have eaten up more public land to do it. So yes, there are opportunities, but I think we all need to be very thoughtful and very targeted about not just the financial impacts, which are very important, but also the environmental impacts, how we're using water. And the infrastructure issue is a really, really important issue, because one of the real barriers to doing the infill development and the urban planning that it's the responsibility of every local government to do is, that infrastructure is already there, and it's far tear that street up and expand that sewer pipe than it is to go out to a greenfield someplace else and just put in brand new stuff. And so how we fund local government.
But in terms of stopping sprawl, promoting infill development, and doing the things that they say they want to do, they don't have the guts to do it.
They're different configuration, and that there are opportunities for infill development on those sites that are respectful both of the surroundings, but also the development that currently exists on the site. So to Julio's point, there's some guidance and direction in the official plan, which helps us evaluate a form and scale and location of building on lands that can meet the neighborhood policy objectives.
Great, thank you very much for that. I'm going to go to Leo, but before I do, if we could just put up the screen that describes how people can get in touch. It's about 10 to...
Should we really focus on infill development? And without...
I'm actually headlining a new revival, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Seattle Rep's doing a revival of Private Lives.
Now, famously in the revival of True West, John C. Reilly and Phil Cy Hoffman.
Revival of slavery, you think they make...
We will revive this country.
Renaissance revival in the late 19th century. For trying to revive your sagging career.
Revived and arrested the disoriented Jesus, who was, quote...
So you can take the credit and revive your pathetic little career.
The Midnight Snack totally...
We're reviving a canceled undercover police program from the 80s.
Are we so bereft of ideas that we must revive?
The ship was found adrift. I alone was revived.
No girls at the revival house.
The land this town can't afford a revival.
Some examples of Greek revival architecture.
1900.
Learned Arabic for going there.